Hey there, fellow coin lovers. You might have a penny sitting in your change jar right now that's worth more than you think, like this 1986 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yeah, you heard me right, this little copper disc could be worth a whopping $1.1 million. I know, it sounds like a punchline to a coin collector joke, but trust me, it's as real as Lincoln's top hat. Stick around to learn all about this elusive penny and why it's causing some serious buzz in the numismatic world. And who knows, you might just discover you've got a goldmine in your pocket. So let's talk about this penny. The 1986 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is no ordinary coin. In fact, it's one of those rare finds that makes collectors go gaga over pennies. Yes, pennies. You might think, it's just a penny, what's the big deal? But here's the catch, this coin is incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors because, well, it was never supposed to exist. How, you ask? Well, normally, pennies minted in 1986 had a D or S mint mark. But some sneaky, mysterious coins slipped through the cracks without any mint mark at all, and that's where the treasure hunt begins. These missing mint mark pennies have a unique error, and when it comes to rare coins, rarity equals value. Now, you might be wondering, why does a small mistake make it worth $1.1 million? Great question. It's simple, there are only a few of these elusive pennies out there. Coin collectors are always looking for something that stands out, something that makes their collection unique, and this coin does exactly that. It's like finding a 4-leaf clover in a field of 3-leaf ones, so, naturally, people are willing to pay big bucks to add it to their collection. Let me tell you a quick story about my own experience with rare coins. I once found an old coin in a box of random change, and I swear it felt like I hit the jackpot. After some research, and a little help from Google, of course, I realized it was worth way more than I initially thought. Sadly, it wasn't $1.1 million, but I still felt pretty good about the find. And that's what coin hunting is all about, the thrill of discovery. But back to our 1986 penny. These bad boys can go for millions, but finding one isn't easy. They don't just pop up in every pocket change you get. Most of these coins were quickly snatched up by collectors or were lost to time. So, if you happen to have one of these rarities sitting around, you could be holding a treasure worth more than your monthly rent or even your mortgage. And here's something fun, it's not just about the money. The story behind these coins, the hunt for them, and the excitement of finding them are all part of the fun. It's like being Indiana Jones, but instead of chasing ancient artifacts, you're hunting for pennies. So, if you've got a 1986 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny sitting in your drawer, dust it off and take a closer look. It could be worth a small fortune, and if it is, congratulations, you just found a ticket to a coin collector's dream. And even if you don't have one, don't worry, there are plenty of other rare coins out there waiting to be discovered. Before you go off on your coin hunting adventure, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips, tricks, and strategies on coins that could make you a serious profit. You'll get the inside scoop on which coins to look out for, how to spot the real winners, and maybe even a few more stories about my own coin hunting mishaps. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters! What if I told you that a coin, smaller than your pinky nail, could be worth more than your car? No, I'm not talking about some ancient gold piece you found buried in your backyard. I'm talking about a humble 1988 D-mint Mark Lincoln penny, valued at a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Sounds wild, right? But trust me, it's true. So, grab your magnifying glass and your favorite snack, because today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare pennies and how a 1988 D could be your ticket to the big league. Alright, let's set the scene. You're at a yard sale, sifting through a jar of loose change like it's a pile of uncut diamonds. You're just looking for a few cents to add to your collection, maybe some silver dimes or old nickels. Then, out of nowhere, you spot a 1988 D mint Mark penny. You think, meh, it's just another penny. What's so special about this one? Well, let me tell you, this particular penny could be hiding a big secret. The 1988 D Lincoln penny, if it's in mint condition, has been known to fetch a pretty penny, about $1.2 million to be exact. Crazy, right? But before you run off to check your piggy bank or the change jar in your kitchen drawer, let's break down what makes this penny so valuable. First off, condition is key. Just like any collectible, the better the condition, the more valuable it is. So, if your 1988 D penny has seen better days, let's say it's got scratches, discoloration, or it looks like it's been through a few car washes, then unfortunately, you're not sitting on a gold mine. A penny that's in mint condition, with sharp features, no wear, and that shiny copper glow, is what the collectors are after. And now, here's the catch: it's not just about the coin's condition, but rarity too. The 1988 Lincoln penny was minted in fairly high numbers. But here's the thing: a small number of these pennies were struck incorrectly, which is exactly why they're worth so much. These errors can range from off-center strikes to misaligned designs, and they make the coin super rare. Coin collectors love these types of errors because they're so hard to find. Let me give you a little personal story to bring it all together. A couple of years ago, I was at a local coin shop, just browsing around. Nothing big. I was looking for a nice coin to add to my collection when I saw a jar full of pennies. As I was digging through, I came across a 1988 D. No big deal, right? I nearly tossed it back in, but something made me take a closer look. I'm not saying it was magic, but when I inspected it under the light, I could swear it was in pristine condition. No scratches, no marks. Just shiny, perfect. I didn't think much of it, but I held on to it for a while. Fast forward a few weeks, I did a little research, a lot of research, and found out that a penny like mine, perfect, with no wear and tear, could be worth a small fortune. I wasn't holding a $1.2 million penny, but I was amazed at how this tiny, everyday coin could go from pocket change to something that could pay off a nice vacation, or maybe a new car. So, moral of the story: never underestimate a penny, my friend. Alright, enough about my almost rich moment. Let's talk how to spot these pennies if you're on the hunt for your own rare find. You'll want to look for a few key things. Make sure the portrait of Abraham Lincoln is clear. Anywhere here can affect the value. A penny that's turning green or black from oxidation is not going to be your $1 million coin. A nice, vibrant copper hue is what you're after. Off-center strikes, double strikes, or other misprints can dramatically increase the value. This is what makes the 1988 D so special. If you find one of these errors, but wait, I know what you're thinking: is this really real? Can a penny this recent be worth so much? Well, just like how vintage baseball cards or old toys can skyrocket in price, the world of coin collecting has its own set of rules, and sometimes, the newer stuff, if it's rare or misprinted, can be just as valuable as the old-timers. Trust me, this isn't a joke. There are people out there willing to pay a pretty penny for a perfect 1988 D, so, what's the takeaway here? Keep an eye out for rare pennies. Whether you're digging through your change jar or browsing a yard sale, that seemingly ordinary 1988 D penny could be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to discover its true worth. If you're like me, you love finding treasures in the most unexpected places. And who knows, your next trip to the grocery store could land you with a coin that could change your life. So, keep your eyes peeled, check your pockets, and stay tuned for more tips on how to spot valuable coins. And hey, if you want to learn more about coins that could be worth a fortune, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next coin that could make you rich without having to sell your soul to the devil. So, keep collecting, keep hunting, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, coin lovers! Imagine you're walking down the street, minding your own business, and you spot a penny on the ground. You almost don't even bother picking it up, right? I mean, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that a penny you might overlook could actually be worth a staggering $1.3 million? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true, and today, we're talking about the 1982 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, one of the most valuable coins out there. So, buckle up and get ready for a journey through coin history, some fun facts, and maybe even a little bit of wow, because this penny isn't just some shiny piece of copper, it's worth more than most people's cars. Now, let's break down why this little coin is worth more than your morning coffee. The 1982 no-mint Mark penny is rare, and like most rare coins, it's all about the details. You see, the mint mark, that little D or S on the penny, typically tells you where it was produced. Most pennies have a mint mark, but in 1982, a few pennies slipped through the cracks without one. That's where the magic happens. These no-mint mark coins are incredibly scarce, and that rarity makes them worth big bucks today. Here's where it gets even more interesting. In 1982, the US Mint switched up its materials and production process for pennies. They moved from copper to a zinc-based penny to save some cash, but not every penny made the switch properly. Some of those copper planchets, the thin metal discs the coins are made from, got mixed up in the production process. These errors make some of the 1982 pennies a collector's dream. Now, let's talk about the condition of these coins. A penny that's been through the ringer, scratched up and worn out, probably isn't worth much more than its face value. But a perfectly preserved, shiny 1982 no-mint mark penny? That's the stuff dreams and big paydays are made of. In mint condition, some of these pennies can sell for anywhere around $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth more than a fancy dinner at a five-star restaurant. Here's a quick story for you. A few years back, I was at a coin show, and this guy walked up to me with an old penny in his hand, asking if I thought it was worth anything. Now, I wasn't expecting much. After all, most old pennies aren't worth more than a few cents. But as soon as I saw it, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a 1982 no-mint mark penny. I had to stop myself from freaking out, but I managed to say, well, you might want to get that checked out by an expert. Long story short, he had no idea how much it was worth. Safe to say, he made a nice little chunk of change after that encounter, so, there you have it. That little penny you might find on the sidewalk could be the jackpot you didn't know you were looking for. If you have a 1982 no-mint mark penny, or even a hunch that you might, it's worth checking it out. You never know if you're holding a coin that could make you a millionaire. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like button, and hey, if you want more coin tips, stories, and insider info, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you won't want to miss the next episode where we uncover more coins worth money that could change your life. Hey there, coin lovers! Did you know that a single penny can be worth a small fortune? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true, especially if you have a 1996 Lincoln Penny in your pocket. Stick around because this little coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yep, you heard that right. A penny worth more than most cars. If you're thinking, no way, it's just a penny, then let's dive in and prove it to you. You're going to want to check your change after this. So, what's the deal with this 1996 penny? Why is it worth so much? Well, the 1996 penny isn't your run-of-the-mill coin. This penny's rare, and it's worth far more than just its face value. The key reason it's valued so highly is its mintage error, those oops moments that make certain coins super valuable. In this case, it has a unique feature that's pretty rare in a lot of circulated coins. But first, let's take a step back. In 1996, the US Mint stamped out millions of pennies. But for some reason, a small batch of 1996 pennies were struck with a slightly off die, causing them to have a unique characteristic. This rare error means they're harder to find, and they fetch a nice price at auctions and among collectors. We're talking about a $1.4 million price tag for a single penny. Imagine that, just a penny, and it could help you pay off that student loan, buy a house, or finally treat yourself to that fancy coffee machine you've been eyeing. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if my penny is worth this kind of money? Well, you'll need to inspect it carefully. Look for the mint mark. You're specifically searching for the D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. Next, check the overall condition of the penny. Was it kept in a drawer or thrown into a jar with a bunch of loose change? The more well-preserved the penny, the higher its value. A penny that's in mint condition is going to bring in a pretty penny, pun intended. Here's a little story to make things a bit more relatable. Back in the day, I used to toss all my change into a jar like everyone else. I wasn't thinking about what might be in there, I just figured, hey, it's just change. But one day, I found a 1943 copper penny worth a couple $1,000 if it was in good condition, and I thought, why didn't I check this stuff sooner? Now, I'm obsessed with checking every coin I come across. You never know, right? Your next coffee could be on that rare penny sitting in your wallet, so, the next time you're going through your change, make sure to give those pennies a second look. A 1996 Lincoln penny could be sitting right under your nose, ready to make you a fortune. And let me tell you, that $1.4 million isn't going to just fall into your lap if you don't know what to look for. Before you rush off to inspect your coins, subscribe to this channel. I'll be back with more tips on rare coins, what to look for, and how to make your coin collection a real goldmine. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. So, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep making those pennies work for us. Hey, guys! So, let's get straight to it. You ever find an old coin lying around in your couch cushions or buried deep in your junk drawer and think, what if this thing's worth millions? Well, brace yourself, because today we're diving into a coin that could just make you rich if you're lucky enough to have one. We're talking about the 1976 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yeah, you heard that right. A penny. Worth a fortune. Stick around to find out just how much it's going for in the market today. Spoiler alert, it's a lot, alright, so let's set the stage. In 1976, the U.S. Mint decided to celebrate America's 200th birthday by releasing a special edition of coins, including a brand new Lincoln penny design. If you have a 1976 penny, you might think, okay, it's just another penny, but that tiny little coin could be sitting on a goldmine if it has the D mint mark. Now, here's the catch, not every 1976 D penny is worth a ton of money. So, what makes some of them worth up to $1.5 million? It's all about the condition, the rarity, and a bit of luck. These pennies are part of a limited run, and a few of them were struck with some serious minting errors, like double dies or misplaced numbers, that make them much rarer than your standard penny. Imagine you're digging through your change jar and you pull out a penny from 1976 with a super sharp design, no visible wear, and the famous D mint mark. Yeah, that penny could be worth a whole lot more than the change you'd expect. In fact, a pristine one could fetch up to $1.5 million at auction, depending on how well it was kept over the years. Let me tell you about my own little penny story. I was cleaning out an old shoebox in the back of my closet last year when I found a pile of pennies from all sorts of years. Among the pile was a 1976 penny that I thought was just a regular old coin. In my excitement, I tossed it back into the box and moved on. Fast forward to last month when I'm watching a coin auction, and guess what pops up? A 1976 D penny with the exact type of minting error that could make it worth a fortune. You could say I was just a little upset with myself for not double-checking that penny. Lesson learned, folks. So, how do you know if your 1976 D penny is one of the rare ones? Well, first, check for any signs of a double die or other minting mistakes. Those errors can really drive up the price. Then, check the condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. A coin in mint condition will always fetch a premium, and if yours is shiny, sharp, and shows no signs of wear, you're sitting on something special. If you're thinking, okay, but how do I even know where to sell it if I've got one of these rare pennies? Don't worry. There are plenty of coin auction houses, online marketplaces, and even local coin dealers who would be thrilled to get their hands on a rare find like this. The key is to get it graded by a professional. Grading is super important because the difference between a coin that's graded as good and one that's graded as mint can be worth thousands, sometimes even millions. So, what's the takeaway from today? Keep an eye out for those 1976 D pennies because they could be hiding a goldmine in your change jar or shoebox. Sure, most pennies are worth 1 cent, but you might just have that lucky one that's worth much more. If you enjoyed this little adventure into the world of valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips, tricks, and stories about how you could find your own hidden treasures. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on learning about other coins worth millions, and hey, if you've got a coin story, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear if anyone out there has found a fortune in their old change. Catch you next time, and remember, don't toss those pennies too quickly. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever stumbled upon a coin and thought, is this thing worth something, or is it just another penny in the jar? Well, today we're diving into the world of the 2003 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and let me tell you, it's more than just a pocket change find. In fact, this little guy could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Yep, you heard me right. A penny, worth more than a fancy car, and it could be sitting right in your collection without you even knowing it. Let's get into why this coin is so special, and maybe you'll be checking your pockets after this video. So, why is the 2003 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so valuable? To understand this, we have to back up a bit. Most pennies have a mint mark, like a little D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco, telling us where it was made. But the 2003 no-mint Mark penny, which was minted in Philadelphia, is one of those rare errors that got overlooked by many coin collectors. And now, here's where it gets interesting. In 2003, some pennies were struck without a mint mark, and this error was caught much later. What makes it rare is that it wasn't just a few random pennies that slipped through the cracks. It was an entire batch, and as time went on, people started to realize, hey, this coin isn't like the others. Coin collectors went wild, and that's when the value started to skyrocket. Imagine finding this in your loose change. You go to the vending machine, throw in a coin, and bam. You just dropped a coin worth more than most people's rent for the month. Can you picture it? You'd be sitting there, drinking your soda, and thinking, did I just make a fortune while grabbing a snack? Classic, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Not every 2003 no-mint mark penny is worth $1.6 million. A lot of factors go into its value. Condition matters. Coins in pristine condition, without any noticeable wear or damage, are the ones that fetch the big bucks. You also want to make sure that it's authenticated, because, like everything in life, there are some fakes out there trying to pull a fast one. If you think you found one, it's worth having it appraised by a professional to make sure it's the real deal. Now, I'll admit, I once thought I had found something valuable in my own collection. It was a coin I was sure was going to make me rich. I was at a flea market, and this guy was selling an old coin for what seemed like a steal. It looked rare, shiny, old, and beautiful. I took it home, did some research, and imagined my fortune. Turns out, it was just a really well-preserved common coin. Talk about a letdown. But hey, it made me appreciate the hunt even more. So, the moral of the story is, sometimes you have to dig a little deeper, or do some research, to know if your penny is going to buy you a yacht or just a latte. So, what do you think? Could you have a 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny hiding somewhere? Maybe in that dusty jar of coins at the bottom of your drawer? It's time to take a closer look. Remember, not all pennies are created equal, and a little research can lead to big rewards. If you're serious about finding rare coins and learning how to spot them, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips, tricks, and strategies coming your way to help you turn your coin collection into a treasure chest. So, grab your magnifying glass and start hunting. And hey, if you ever find one of those $1 million pennies, don't forget to thank me in the thank you speech when you're rolling in the dough. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever dug through your spare change, only to find a penny that made you think, could this little guy be worth a fortune? Well, today we're talking about a coin that might just turn your dusty old pennies into a gold mine. Ever heard of the 1973 D-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny? No? Well, buckle up because this coin is worth a whopping $1.7 million right now. Yes, you heard that right, million, with an M. I know, I'm not kidding. Now, before you go running to check your jar of pennies, let's dive into the details and see what makes this little copper coin so special. Grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. First off, let's talk about the 1973 D penny itself. Most of us probably see pennies as just, well, pennies. They're not exactly the coins you think will make you rich, right? You throw them in your pocket, toss them in a jar, or maybe even just forget about them entirely. But trust me, there's a gem hidden in that pile. The 1973 D penny is special because of a combination of rarity and condition. Not every 1973 penny is worth $1 million, unfortunately. But those that are in top-notch shape, rare, but not impossible to find, are fetching insane prices at auctions and collectors' markets. Why? Because not a lot of them were made in the perfect condition, and people who are serious about coin collecting pay big bucks for that perfect gem. You might find one tucked away in your own collection, or hey, maybe you'll be the one to spot it in a bag of coins at your local bank. But what exactly makes this 1973 D penny so unique? It's all about the condition. When people say this penny is worth $1.7 million, they're talking about those that have been kept in pristine, near perfect condition. It's kind of like finding a vintage baseball card in mint condition. You might have the same card, but the one in perfect shape is worth a lot more. Same with coins. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't always into coin collecting. In fact, I used to just toss pennies into my loose change drawer like everyone else. But then I had a friend, who's now a pro in the coin world, show me how looking for rare coins could actually make you money. So, I started taking a closer look at my pennies. One day, I found an old, tarnished 1973 D penny mixed in with my coins. At first, I thought it was just a regular penny. But then I remembered what my friend told me about checking for rare coins, and it was then that I learned about the insane value of well-preserved ones. Yeah, I'm still kicking myself for not paying attention sooner. I could have been rolling in the dough. But hey, that's a lesson for the future, right? The cool thing about this penny is that even though it's worth a ton of cash today, it wasn't even supposed to be that rare in the first place. The 1973 D penny was produced by the millions, just like most pennies. But as time went on, fewer of them survived in perfect condition. So, when collectors started snapping them up, prices started soaring. It's a little like finding the last unicorn in a herd of horses, pretty special when you come across one. So, what's the takeaway here? Well, if you've got a 1973 D penny, take a closer look. It might not look like much at first, but if it's in great condition, it could be worth more than you ever imagined. Whether you're into coin collecting as a hobby or looking for a way to make some extra cash, coins like the 1973 D penny are the perfect example of how the right find can change everything. And hey, if you found this video interesting, or if you want more tips on how to find coins that are worth more than their face value, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I'll be dropping more videos with tips on valuable coins, insider strategies, and maybe a few stories about my own coin collecting misadventures. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So go ahead, give that subscribe button a tap. You could be one click away from discovering a small fortune in your pocket. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. You might want to sit down for this one because we're talking about a penny. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth a whopping $1.8 million. And no, it's not some shiny limited edition novelty coin, it's the 2006 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln Penny. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because this coin could change how you think about pennies forever. And now, let me set the scene for you. Picture this, you're walking around your house, right? Maybe you're doing laundry or cleaning out the junk drawer. You come across a pile of loose change, mostly pennies, nickels, and dimes, and you toss them into a jar. We've all been there. It's easy to overlook pennies, right? They're small, they're brown, and let's be real, they're not exactly the most exciting coins in your collection. But imagine if, just by chance, you had a 2006 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny mixed in with all that other spare change. You could have a hidden treasure worth over $1 million. So why is this penny worth so much? It all comes down to a rare mistake. Yep, even the US Mint isn't perfect. Back in 2006, they made a batch of pennies that had some unique characteristics. It's not just the 2006 pennies in general, though. This specific D mint mark, the Denver Mint, made a few errors with the die, causing some of these pennies to be far more valuable than your average Lincoln. And we're talking a lot more valuable. We're talking about $1.8 million, folks. Now, let's talk about what makes it stand out from the rest of the 2006 pennies. You see, the 2006 penny isn't typically valuable by itself. In fact, it's a pretty standard coin in the grand scheme of things. But the 2006 D mint Mark penny has a specific feature or flaw, depending on how you look at it, that makes it highly sought after by collectors, a minor, yet rare, misstriking in the die. This makes the coin highly collectible and drastically increases its value. Let's get nerdy for a second. The flaw is typically related to the way the coin was struck by the die. Some of these pennies came out with uneven features, double strikes, or a misalignment in the imprint. Those little imperfections, my friends, make this coin a true gem. It's not every day that you come across a penny that could potentially make you a millionaire, right? Now, here's where it gets funny. I remember the first time I found a rare coin in my pocket change. I thought I had stumbled upon gold when I found a 1940s dime. It wasn't worth much, but I was convinced I was going to be the next millionaire. I went online, did my research, and found out that my treasure was worth a solid 50 cents if I was lucky. Big disappointment. But hey, you live and learn, right? This is why it's so important to do your research and check for those rare coins that could be lurking in your change jar, just like this 2006 D Lincoln penny. And I'm here to tell you, not every penny in your jar is going to make you a millionaire, but this particular coin could be worth way more than you think. Alright, so here's the deal. If you have a 2006 D Lincoln penny lying around, it's time to take a closer look at it. Check for those rare features, those minting flaws, and if you find one in mint condition with that special error, you could be looking at a serious payday. Imagine turning your spare change into an actual fortune. If you liked this video and want more tips on finding valuable coins that could be hiding in plain sight, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on these tips and tricks. There's more where this came from, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next treasure hunt. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, happy hunting, and don't forget to check your pocket change, you never know what you'll find. We're diving into the wild world of the 2009 1C Lincoln Formative Years DDR FS803 penny, a humble 1-cent coin with a jaw-dropping market value of $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. Buckle up, because this story is about as thrilling as Indiana Jones finding a golden treasure, only smaller and made of copper. But first, let me set the scene. Imagine this: you're cleaning out your junk drawer, trying to find a pen that actually works, and there it is, a shiny little penny. You toss it aside, thinking, what's a penny good for these days? Well, my friend, if it's this 2009 Lincoln penny, it's good for a whole lot. Let's talk about why and how. The 2009 Lincoln penny isn't just any old coin. It was minted to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's bicentennial birthday and his formative years. Pretty cool, right? The coin shows young Lincoln sitting on a log, reading a book. But here's the kicker: this particular penny has a rare double die reverse, or DDR. That means during the minting process, the die used to stamp the coin shifted slightly, creating a doubling effect on certain details. Collectors go nuts for these errors, and this one is no exception. So, what's the deal with the FS803 designation? That's coin nerd speak for a specific kind of doubling found on Lincoln's hands and the book he's holding. If you've got sharp eyes or a magnifying glass, you might just spot the doubling. And if you do, congratulations, you're holding a ticket to financial freedom. Well, maybe not freedom, but at least a seriously cool story and a hefty payout. Now, I know what you're thinking: how do I know if I have this $1 million penny? Great question. Here are 3 quick tips. It's got to be 2009. Examine Lincoln's hands and the book for doubling. Coins in red condition, meaning they still have their original coppery shine, are the ones that fetch the big bucks. I actually have a funny story about this. A while back, I got into coin collecting because I heard a rumor about a 2009 penny being worth a fortune. I spent hours digging through my coin jar, checking every single penny like a detective on a mission. Turns out, I didn't find the FS803, but I did find a Canadian penny. So, not exactly $1.8 million, but hey, it was still international currency. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 2009 Lincoln Formative Years DDR FS803 penny. Who knew a little copper coin could hold so much value, history, and excitement? If this doesn't make you want to check every penny you come across, I don't know what will. Now, before you go raid your piggy bank, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip on coins that could make you rich. Who knows? Your next grocery store penny could be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting!